Hello families. Today I want to introduce you to our core vocabulary board, and this was sent home in the packets, and my notes are over here, so sorry if I keep looking over here. So I have the one that I use here, and it's laminated, and I would recommend that if you can, laminating is probably not an option for most people. I actually got mine laminated by Miss Lugo. Thank you, Miss Lugo. But I would maybe glue it to a strong piece of paper or even cardboard. If you have a clipboard, something you can attach it to just so that it doesn't tear if you want to use it over and over, you find that it actually does work for you. So a core vocabulary board is used for people who are currently nonverbal or who have limited verbal abilities, limited verbal communication skills. And if your child already uses like 4 to 5 words on their own spontaneously about like a variety of topics, it might not be appropriate for them. But if your child still struggles with initiating using words, if they only use a small number of words, or if they're very hard to understand, that this could be valuable for them. So as you can see, this is a board with about 50 words. I think this is our 42 icon board. And the words are organized by color, and each color represents a different word type. So all my pronouns like I, you, he, she, it, and they are all in yellow and they're together. As a little side note, I need to add this to the notes, but it doesn't always have to be he for this one, right? I might say him, I might say his, I might say boy even, right? If I'm trying to tell a story or something. So I hope you know that this can be very flexible. And then these are the green ones, and the green ones are verbs, and so those are like actions: want, have, eat, drink. I like open, get. You can see them obviously on your own. And then as you get further over here, it's a little harder. I like having no, and I like good and bad, so that kids can like make their feelings known. But maybe on and off or a little higher, you might want to get through want before you get to up or down or in and out. Although these are great to integrate into your program if you can, into your program, into the language you use every day. Okay, so let's see, they're organized. So these core words are the most common words we might use when we're speaking. They can be used to make basic utterances that we would say throughout our day. I think the easiest place to start for parents, and our teachers actually use this kind of from the jump, which is eat and drink. I use the tools that we've already talked about. I use observe, wait, and listen while I use the core board. I use match and expand, or that kind of add an extra word, add an extra couple words while I'm using it. So I use those same tools. And then I try not to anticipate what a kid is going to say. I try to make sure they have a chance to say it. But when you start with this, you kind of have to set up your own language opportunities. And you may be doing a lot of modeling in the beginning, a lot of showing them the words and pointing in the beginning, and hopefully eventually, not within a week or even a couple months, eventually they may start making whole sentences using words off of here, but could be a ways away, so don't feel bad if it takes a long time to get through some of it, to get started and get it working and using it. Okay, so I would say let's do a pretend to practice with like the word eat. So if I have a sandwich, I would bring the sandwich over and I would say, and this would probably be flat on the table in front of me and the child, and so we could both see it, right? I have the sandwich and I know what they want, right? We could say sandwich. There's no sandwich on here though. There's just eat, right? So it's basic. So I have sandwich and I say, what do you want? What do you want? And then I would point, eat? How about eat? And then I just give it to them, right? They point, or I point in the beginning. It's just me showing them. I point, I give it to them, right? And over time, you wait a little longer. What do you want? Eat? And then you see if they imitate you, right? Will you also point to it? Eat? And then if they point, then immediately give it to them, right? It's all about kind of immediate feedback. Yeah, and again, it may take 10 times. It can be very varied. Some of our kids already know eat, and some of our kids already use I want eat, I want something, right? Or even I eat, right? And that's when we start combining that. But for our early kids, start with just eat, have them point to eat. You may start by doing hand over hand, right? So they are here, you take your hand over their hand. I don't think you can see this very easily, but I go hand over hand and I point, eat. Oh, and immediately I give it to them, right? And then you slowly back off the cues. So you might move their hand toward it, but don't press it right on eat. Let them, for the last one, let their hand drop on it, right? And so you're slowly pulling back, but immediately giving it whenever they get, right near that eat, when they touch it. And again, if they're already good at eat, move them up to I eat, want eat, I want eat, right? And I also like to say the grammar for this is weird, right? There's no to. It's not I want to eat, but I try not to actually mess up the grammar too much whenever I'm talking to kids using this. So I will still, even though there's no to, I'll point I want to eat. And I still say the sentence correctly because I want to model. I want them to hear how the grammar is correct when we would say it without the board. It's a little higher level though. Okay. So then after food, there's just so much you can do with the core board when you're playing, right? I use it to narrate what I'm doing. Okay. So I'll follow a child over to a set of toys and I might hold back a few of the toys that they want. And then I touch play every time I take one out. So maybe I'm still withholding. I'm holding back one I know they like. I take out one that they like and I hit play. And then I play with it, right? And they're like, that's the one I want. And then I kind of hold it back and I say play, and I point to it, play, play, play. And then I have them, if they can, touch play and then I give it to them immediately, right? You asked for play, you get play, right? And then they get to play with it. I give them a chance to have fun with it and then take out another one. Ooh, this one. How about this one? Ooh, play. I play with this one. I play, right? And so you're pulling more and more out as you can, but it may take 10 times just having you touch play, then 10 times having your hand over hand for touch play. It's very varied. Again, it depends on the kid and how many times you're going to have to do it. Just kind of depends. And that's okay. So yeah, I'll do play each time I want them to get one out, or just touch want. I feel like want is we use want a lot because it's very obvious and easy. I want blank, right? So I try and go out to, I'll use open a lot. I use go a lot. Eat, drink. I talk about like and get. And then I might hold the toy back from going down a ramp, right? We're playing on a ramp. It goes down, go, go, go. And I hold it back and I say, ready, set, go. And then I push it down, right? And I'll have them touch go, go. And then with toys, you can do it go, right? And I would even say, it goes down, right? And I just narrate as I'm going to, okay? And then when I clean up, I might use put, right? Put, where's put? It's hard to, it takes you a while to figure out where things are put, right? And so I'm putting it, we're cleaning up. Before we get to have a snack, we have to clean up. So we're going to put things in, okay? So here we go. I'm going to take all the things that we have to put in. They're near me now. I put in, I put in, and then I tell them, okay, you have to clean up too. Here we go. You tell me, show me what we're doing. Put in. Right? And I'm just pointing as I'm going, trying to use them talking, trying to get them to repeat it after me. I'd love to hear their voices. I love for them to imitate. If they say the word, but don't point, it counts. Okay? The end goal is verbal communication, right? This is sort of if they aren't clear when they're talking. This is if they're not talking very much at all. This is to give them help for models. If you're cleaning up and they're already saying put in, I'm done with the board, we're just talking. Put in. Awesome. I put in, your turn. Put in, right? And so we're talking. So this is the early stages. If they're talking, don't force them to use the board. Okay. And then I just wanted to say that this is actually just a challenge, right? For your own brain as a parent, a caregiver, a speech therapist, to try and figure out what basic form, like what's the most basic form of what you're trying to say and using the board to say it. Right, there are a lot of words you might want to be on there, but they aren't there because of the limited space, and maybe they aren't frequently used. So you do your best. If there is a core word you can use to get your idea across, use that. And remember, this doesn't have to be all the time. Don't exhaust yourself trying to use this all day. I say start with one meal, getting eat or drink in there, right? That's the first baby step, eat and drink, and then moving it to play. So maybe one meal time and one play time every day, every other day, once a week, whatever you can tolerate, whatever your child can tolerate, right? That's how we use it. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about the core board. If you have any specific questions, let me know. Go ahead and message me or email me or call me. Reach out to me if you have any specific questions. And good luck using the core board.